A very good morning, students. Last time we did the first part of the chapter, two stories about flying. Now, today we will do the second part of the same chapter. The heading is The Black Aeroplane. So, let's begin with the explanation. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. Now, this is the story about a pilot who feels happy and contented to fly over a city that is sleeping. That is because it was a night time. He was flying from Paris to London. While taking his flight, he dreams about the long holiday with his family. He also fantasizes about the nice breakfast he would have upon landing. He was going to his home, and therefore he was very curious to go there and have a meal with his family. It was night time when the sky was clear and the stars could be seen twinkling. The pilot felt peace in being above the country because everybody was asleep that time. It was night time, and when he looked into the watch, he found that it was 1:30 in the morning. I should call Paris Control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris Control Dakota, DS088 here. Can you hear me? I'm on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now. DS088, over. Now, when the aeroplane was in France, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control room about his presence and for the further instructions. At that time, lights from the Paris city were blaring at him. He could see the bright lights. He informed the control agency, to which they replied with further instructions on direction, and they told him that he needs to turn 12 degrees west. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I'll be in time for breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. Now he checked the map and the compass. See, compass is the instrument that tells the directions. You must have read in the geography also. After receiving the instructions, the pilot geared up and followed them. He followed all the instructions well while putting the last fuel tank into operation. Now his last fuel tank was in progress. All this time he was dreaming about his time with his family, and then he started thinking about having a nice breakfast at the destination, which was his home. He was calm as everything was going well planned. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them. I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to go home. I wanted the breakfast. I'll take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. Now the plane had crossed Paris when he started seeing clouds in the sky. The presence of clouds made it unsafe to travel by air because there were chances of storm. They were so huge and dark that the pilot said that he thought that some black mountains were standing in front of me. He knew he could not pass them, as it was impossible to go over them also or escape them with the amount of fuel, because he had a very limited amount of fuel left in the last fuel tank now. The right decision would have been to go back to Paris safely. But the pilot's decision was clouded as he wished to meet his family. He was so desperate to be with his family that he decided that he's going to take the risk, and instead of going back, he would head the plane right into the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning around and round. It was dead. It did not work. The in Now it was so dark because of the storm that nothing was visible outside the plane. He started losing control of the aeroplane. The compass and other instruments had also stopped working because of the bad weather. He became helpless. Paris Control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass. I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then, in the black clouds, quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Follow me. He was saying, follow me. He knows that I'm lost. I thought he's trying to help me. He tried calling the Paris Control Agency, but who had helped him earlier, but he couldn't connect because of the bad weather. But then only when everything was failing, he saw a ray of hope when he saw another aeroplane. He felt relieved when he saw another pilot's face, and he thought to himself that other pilot is very kind, and he knew that they were lost and was trying to help him because he waved him to just follow him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakotas. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again. But then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of light in front of me. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane. But the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. Now see, the other pilot took his plane ahead of the lost aeroplane to make it easier for the narrator to follow like an obedient child. He was also panicking because there was very less amount of fuel left. It was only then that he started coming out of the storm and could see the runway to land his plane safely. Now runway is the path on which the strip of hard ground where the aircraft takes off and comes down on the land. It's a path there. When he turned to thank the other pilot, he realized that the plane that helped him had disappeared as soon as he came out of the storm. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in the storm? No other aeroplane were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? Now, the author did not know where he had landed, but was not afraid of leaving his plane unattended. He headed straight into the control room to ask about the other pilot. And he was surprised to know when the lady informed him that that night there was no other plane in the sky except his because of the bad weather. He was surprised with a lot of questions unanswered in his mind. who was the pilot, where was the aircraft, and what all not came into his mind. But actually, it was the pilot's own conscience which helped him out of the storm. There was no other plane out on that stormy night. So, probably he was hallucinating. Hallucinating means he was just imagining. It was his own capability as a pilot which led him out of the black cloud. So, this was a nice story. I hope now you must have understood it well. Hope to meet you soon again. Bye for now.